Today, everyone, I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of most of the property types in northern New Jersey. Sellers, you need to know this because you need to know how to value your home. Buyers, you need to know what you're getting into. And renovators, investors, you need to know what you're buying, what it's going to sell for, and how to add more value. We're going to go over all of that next. All right, number one on this list is the Colonial. Beautifully symmetric homes, multi-levels. They've been around for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. The first pro on this list is it is a timeless design. It is when you see a house in a movie, when you see a house on a magazine, it is usually a Colonial. It has the most classic curb appeal, and most people are looking for this house. Another pro is it is a very strong resale. You know, when you have a Colonial, you're at the top end of the market. When I do my comps every year, the top 10%, maybe 5%, depending on the size of the township, are Colonials. Very rarely another style takes the top spot from the Colonial. So if you have a Colonial, you know you're at the top end of the market. Another pro is it is a spacious layout. They maximize their square footage perfectly. Full landing stairs up. You have your living room to the right, dining room or another family room to your left. You walk through the kitchen, there'll probably be an eat-in kitchen there. The bigger Colonials will have maybe another bedroom on the ground floor, an office space, a bathroom. And then you go up the stairs and then you have this wonderful primary suite and a primary bedroom, another bathroom there that separates the other bedrooms from it. So there's privacy. And then you usually have a very large basement and you can make out of it what you want. It is the perfect layout. And even to this day, if a renovator is going to build a brand new construction, a ground up construction, they're going to use the Colonial style. It's still being used today. All right, let's go into the negatives, the cons. For buyers out there, it's a higher price point. If you are looking in an area that's a bit above your budget, you're probably not going to be looking for Colonial.
Fine.
A lot of times, Colonials that need a ton of work will be of equal value to something that's lower on this list that's new renovated. That's just the way it is. Number two, Colonial's gonna need a little more maintenance. They're usually brick fronts, ton of windows, shutters, gutters everywhere, larger roofs. It's hard to upkeep. They're usually a larger home, so heating and cooling can get quite expensive. A lot of stairways, a lot of square footage to fill out. It's usually a lot more expensive to own a Colonial for most people. Another negative is this, especially for Colonials before 1980. There's a lot of support walls. There's a lot to support. You usually have 2 or 3 levels to support and a full basement. And sometimes it's really hard to create an open concept because you have to keep these support walls where they are. So you have to be very inventive, and sometimes it's quite costly to create an open plan in a Colonial. And the last on my con list is there are stairs. If you don't want stairs or can't have stairs, there are stairs. And a lot of times you need to use those stairs to get to the bedrooms. So if you don't want stairs in a home, you're not looking for a Colonial. And that leads me to my next property type, a ranch home. Ranch homes are one-level living. They're a home that's on one floor, very simplistic design. The pros of a ranch home are simply this, one-level living. If you don't want to deal with stairs or you can't deal with stairs, this is the property style for you. Another plus is ranches have open floor plans, or they can easily be converted into open floor plans. Plus number 3, low maintenance. It's very easy to heat, very easy to cool, very easy to maintain a ranch home. And then the final plus is for the investors out there, for the renovators. This is the home you want to seek out and buy for 2 reasons. The ranch is very easy to renovate and put back on the market. It doesn't take a lot of time to go in there, one level, get it all ready, and put it on the market. That means less holding costs. That means you earn more money. But also, number 2 is that a ranch is very easy to convert into a Colonial. You take that roof off, you put a floor above, and you have a Colonial, top selling property style on the market. Now, you need a lot more expertise, a lot more money, and a lot more time to do this. But if you've got the time, the money, and the expertise, these are the properties you want to look for when they come on. All right, let's go on the cons of the ranch. Ranches are generally on a larger footprint. Now that may not seem like a con, but if you don't want to deal with the landscaping, if it's on a big lot, that's a small con. There's very few people that are negated by that. Why I want to bring this to your attention is a lot of times property taxes are assessed on the footprint your home is on. So if it's on a larger footprint, you're going to have a higher property tax bill. So when you're looking out for ranches on the MLS buying or selling, be mindful of the tax. check it out. It's all listed for you. Just when you're going to see a ranch and want to put an offer in, look at the tax, make sure you can afford that. And then another negative for the ranch is the price per square foot. Now, this is a con for buyers, not so much a con for sellers, but I'm talking to the buyers right now. A lot of time with ranches, they get a much larger price per square foot than any other property style because the people who don't want to deal with stairs, who can't deal with stairs, they're going to pay a premium for this style. There's a lot of times when you're calculating the price per square foot, the ranches will get a little more than the colonials sometimes. Another negative is the roofs can be larger because you're on a larger footprint, so it can be a lot more expensive to replace a roof on a ranch. And finally, ranches tend to have limited storage. One level living, if you're lucky enough to have the basement converted, great, but if not, there is very limited storage in a lot of ranches. Now we're moving on to the Tudor home. Tudor home are these ornate homes with these signature pitched roofs. If you've seen one, you absolutely know what a Tudor home is. You only got to be told once that's a Tudor home and you'll be able to recognize them for life. The biggest pluses in a Tudor home are their unique charm, their distinctive historic curb appeal. There's a buyer force on here that is passionate about the Tudor home. And I will take a side note and just say this. Most of the interiors of the Tudor homes, if they've been maintained properly, have been made for that Tudor home. They have not been manufactured and bought at Home Depot. The railings, the door frames, the fixtures throughout were probably handmade for that specific home. And when you tour a Tudor home that has been maintained properly, it's glorious. And there is a huge buyer force that look for this because this is what they want. They don't want the McMansion. They don't want the cookie cutter homes. They want something with character and historic significance. All right, the next plus is usually Tudor homes are very high quality, meaning they were built with very strong, durable materials like brick, stone, slate, and stuff like that, so they are very solid. Another great feature of the Tudor home is they're very strong on the resale market, meaning if a Tudor home is renovated properly, if it's maintained properly, it can compete with the colonial. And sometimes this is the home, this is the style that knocks that colonial off its perch, knocks it off at the top spot. But you must maintain it and renovate it properly, or you will lose your buyer force for the Tudor home.
Oh gosh!
Okay, let's go in the cons. Very high maintenance, very expensive. These are very large homes usually, and they're very expensive to heat, very expensive to cool down. You have to put a little money into insulating them, and it still is a bit expensive. The maintenance on them, you know, they're made of wood, stone, brick. You want to upkeep the interior, so a lot of times if a railing's broke or if a door frame needs to be replaced and stuff like that, you have to have it special made if you want to keep the quality of the home. And you're just going to pay a little bit more money for a Tudor home if you're living in it, just so you know. Another negative is this. They're very hard to modify. Once you're in a Tudor home, you're in a Tudor home. They have support walls everywhere. There's chimneys everywhere. And if you want to create an open floor plan or move things around, it is very difficult and very costly. You need somebody who really knows what they're doing. But you're generally not going to have an open floor plan when you live in a Tudor. All right, these first three properties that I was talking about, these are the top end of the market. So these are the ones that usually go for the most money in markets if everything is equal. I want to take a second here, a little break, and talk about contemporary homes. Contemporary homes would probably be on the top of this list if we were in Florida, if we were in California, in some other areas in the United States. But in New Jersey, they tend to stand out. You'll have a street full of, you know, colonials, ranches, Tudors, or whatever, and then this boxy, you know, contemporary home. It sort of stands out, and it's not as sought after in New Jersey as it is in most places. Not a lot of people want a home that everyone's walking by and going, oh, that's that home, that's that home. There's a lot of pluses, a lot of great things about contemporary homes, and if you can deal with the attention, they're good buys out here. All right, these next three homes are the homes that are what I call the most affordable in the area. When you're priced out of an area or an area you're looking in is a bit above your budget, these three homes are what you're going to want to focus on. And for renovators, there's a home in here that is a gold mine that is easy to convert into a colonial. We'll talk about that later. All right, moving on. The first of the most affordable homes is the split level home. Split level home are homes on staggered levels, and they're connected by these short flights. You walk in the door, there's your landing, maybe a bathroom, your garage entrance, and then a little stairway up to the living area, living room, kitchen and such, and then a little stairway up to the bedroom, bathroom area, and then you'll have a stairway down to the basement, stairway down. You know, it's just sort of like What's that artist? That artist that did that picture. I'm so stupid with art. Please correct me if anyone's watching this. But you remember those pitches with all those stairways going all over and you look at it for hours not knowing what's up or what's down? I think that's sort of like a split, really. But I digress. All right, let's go to the pros of the splits. The biggest pro of the split is the super efficient layout. It really maximizes its size, and you do not have to put a split on a very broad lot because everything's sort of stacked up on top of each other. And I will say this, a lot of people that look for colonials that can't quite afford the colonials in the area that they're looking, they look for splits because a split can accommodate a large family because of the efficient use of its square footage. Another plus is there's a natural separation from everything. You have your living room, dining room, kitchen there. You have your bedrooms there, landing there, garage. You have a basement for somebody and sometimes another basement for somebody. There is a place in a split for everyone in the family. And if you want your own little spot to do your own little thing, splits are great houses. Another plus is they're affordable. They're very affordable on the market. A newly renovated split will probably cost you 10, 15, 20% less than a colonial. Obviously, I'm talking to the buyers here. Renovators, this is a negative. When you get a split, you have to make sure you're comping other splits, not other 4-bedroom homes. A 4-bedroom split is nowhere near the same price as a 4-bedroom colonial. And another plus about a split is 99.9% of the time there is a great garage and there is ample storage in splits. Like I said, they accommodate very large families in a small space. All right, let's move over to the cons. A split has frequent stairs, tons of little flights of stairs everywhere. If you can't deal with stairs, this is not the house for you. Another negative is it's very hard to renovate. You cannot turn a split into anything else other than a split. Can't turn it into a colonial or a ranch. It is a split, so you're pretty much left to renovate the split and sell it as a split. There's one little thing that you can do, renovators. When you take that little stairway up to the bedrooms, over the kitchen, there is a perfect space where if you create another staircase, another one, you can create another bedroom, 2 bedrooms, and bathroom up there and add a decent amount of value to that split. Another negative, as we said, the other negative is the resale is difficult because when the market regulates or if the market takes a dive, the splits will be the first house that sort of loses its value. And that's sort of the negatives I have for the split. So let's take a minute and talk about the buy level. Buy levels are a house with 2 main levels separated by 2 little stairways up and down. Another way to explain it is take a ranch, fully finish the basement, and then take that whole property basement at all and put it above the ground. It's 2 main levels above the ground. No basement, just 2 main levels. Big pros in the buy level. Very affordable. In an area that is way outside your budget, this is the home you want to look for. Number 2, another great thing about buy levels is they're very efficient. They're very easy to maintain. They're very easy to heat, cool, a lot like the ranch. A lot like the ranch with the converted basement. And then the biggest plus about the buy level is this. There is a property type on the market that people they go crazy for. And that is any home that has an in-law suite, meaning it has a little 1-bedroom or a little studio flat attached to it where in-laws, guests can go. They usually have a kitchenette. They're very rare. And when they come on, people go crazy for them and they usually go well over market value. Well, if you can't afford that home with the in-law suite, this is the perfect place for you because like I said, it's 2 main levels separated by little stairs. So you walk in the stairway out, you have this sort of ranch living upstairs with everything that you need, bedroom, bathrooms, kitchens, living room, dining room. Then you have a little stairway down and buys usually have a 1 or 2 bedrooms, a living room, a bathroom, and enough space to put like a kitchenette or some type of kitchen appliances down there. And you can create your own in-law suite for all intents and purposes, and so much cheaper than a home with an in-law suite. You're going to be paying about 1/4 of what a home with an actual in-law suite costs. So if you're looking in an area and you need a deal and you need that in-law suite, the buy level is the one house you should be looking at. All right, let's go into the cons. Entry stairs. You walk into a buy level and I can't tell you how many people just do not want to take stairs the second they walk in the front door. A lot of times they moved out of condos, they moved out of apartments for this reason alone. But you walk in with groceries and bags or books or whatever, and you're like, I gotta take some stairs up, and oh, it's not over yet. So a lot of people don't like this. Another con is they're hard to open up. They're hard to renovate. Again, a buy level is a buy level. Once you buy it, that's sort of what it is. It's hard to convert it into anything else. And another negative to the bi-level is it doesn't have an aesthetic curb appeal as per most buyers' opinions. A lot of buyers do not like the appeal of the bi-level. I think they look very cute. I will say this, if you're renovating a bi-level, this is for the renovators out there, and this is how you sort of bypass that con, is put a lot of money in the landscaping. The bi-levels that have done really well on the market, the landscaping is flawless. It almost masks it in a sense where it sort of looks like a colonial. And then the final negative is it's difficult to resale these. You know, you want to make sure when you buy them, price them accordingly so you're not, if the market dips a little bit or if the market regulates a little bit, you're not losing money when you sell the house. All right, and the last home is the Cape Cod. Beautiful, small, symmetric homes. The Cape Cod sort of looks like a ranch with a finished attic, and it usually has these two dormered windows in the roof there that sort of peek out at you. When you drive by a Cape, you always go, oh, that's cute. Lovely, lovely homes. I say this, I gush about this because I lived in a Cape, and this is the most affordable house for one reason and one reason only. But we're going to talk about the pros first, and then we're going to get into the main reason why this is the most affordable house on the market. One of the biggest pluses about the Cape Cod is its timeless design, its classic look. They're gorgeous houses. They really add to the aesthetic of a neighborhood. Another plus is very efficient layout, very compact use of square footage. You walk in there, the first floor usually has bedrooms, bathrooms, dining room, living room, sometimes an office space. They usually have very large basements that you can convert, a couple bedrooms upstairs. Very efficient use of the space. And a big plus is they are affordable. And I'm going to talk more why they are so affordable, but they are the most affordable home on the market. And then the biggest plus, and this is the biggest plus for renovators out there, for investors. This is the easiest home to turn into a colonial. You don't really want to buy a Cape and resell it as a Cape, and I'll tell you why a little later. But this home here, it already has a level above that's sort of in the roof. 2 bedrooms, usually a bathroom upstairs. You just take that roof off, wall it up, put a roof on there. So much cheaper than even a ranch to turn these into colonials. Again, you need the time, the money, and the expertise, but not as much as a ranch, and so much cheaper than building a colonial from the ground up. So renovators, this should be the #1 home you're looking for, and the fact that these are so much more affordable than the ranch, you need to be trying to buy every Cape on the market. So that's my advice to the renovators out there. Put Capes on your search engine and get as many as you can and turn those into colonial. All right, let's go for the cons of the Cape. A lot of times they're very small. They're very small. So again, if you have a big family, a Cape is not usually the best place for you. Even if you're looking for a 4-bedroom and a 4-bedroom Cape comes on, if you have a big family, this is not the best house for you. #2, it's very hard to make Capes an open floor plan. It's just difficult. It takes a lot of money, very similar to a colonial. And #3, the biggest con for a Cape and why it is the most affordable house on the market, Capes are usually 3 bedrooms or 4 bedrooms, and they never have more than 2 bedrooms on one floor. So if it's a 4-bedroom Cape, you have 2 bedrooms on the ground floor, 2 bedrooms on the top floor. If it's a 3-bedroom Cape, you have 1 bedroom up top, 2 bedrooms on bottom, or 1 bedroom on ground floor, 2 bedrooms on top. Why is this an issue? Anyone with more than 1 kid cannot envision being on a different floor. They just can't. When I was young, this wasn't so much of an issue, but now I would say 99.9% of all people with more than 1 kid who want to have more than 1 kid, they walk into a Cape and no matter how much they love it, they're like, we need everyone on the same floor. So that is the biggest reason why Capes don't sell for as much as any of these other styles is the majority of the buyer force have more than 1 kid. And when they buy it, it doesn't matter how much they like the Cape, they're not going to buy it because they want them and their kids sleeping on 1 floor. They want the bedrooms on 1 floor, at least the majority of the bedrooms on 1 floor. So if you only have 1 kid, if you're one and done, if you're an empty nester, or if you don't plan to have kids, or you're not gonna have kids for a long time, this is your cheat code. This is how you get into a market area that's well above your budget. Just look for Capes. If you have to get into a school district, if you have to get into an area where your family is, you're desperate to get into that area, this is the property style you need to be looking looking for. All right, guys, I hope all this helps. Please add your 2 cents. There are other property types out there. I'm just talking about the main ones you'll be seeing. But if you've got other properties types that you know that you're living in northern New Jersey, please share. Tell me their pros and cons. If you want to add to my list for any property style you looked at or live in right now, please comment. If you want to defend your property type on how low I put it on this list, comment, challenge me, bring it on. But if you have any other questions about real estate, contact me. I'm so happy to help out any way I can. Please like, please subscribe, and look out for the next video. All right, guys, take her easy.